Hey guys, it's Jen here, and this is Living the Catholic Life, where we talk about all things Catholic and how they pertain to our everyday lives. Welcome out on my deck. I'm having a little bit of outdoor time today. Hopefully the traffic won't be too much that we can't have a good conversation here. As you can tell, maybe I'm having a little trouble breathing. My asthma's not doing so good with all this stuff going on, but I still couldn't not be outside today. Got my sweatshirt on, reminiscent of my musician days, my Fender sweatshirt. I'm all cool. But today I was sitting out here and I was saying my prayers and thinking about a few things. And I remember that, a lot of people have said to me at different times, why don't I have what so-and-so has? Or how come that guy has more than me? Or God, are you even listening to my prayers? And that goes through a lot of people's minds. And I'm sure a lot of resentment takes place at different times with God and how we feel about him and whether we're important to him or not, or whether he listens to us or not. So that's what we're going to get into today. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you find you like this content at the end. I won't ask you to do it now. And make sure you hit that bell so you get notification whenever new content comes up, like today. Okay, so here we go. Like I said, many times we think about, God, why is my life going this way? All these things is to, feeling like we're just not important to God. But what helped me when I was thinking about this is I was shown the relationship between Simon Peter and his brother Andrew and Jesus. And remember that Andrew was actually a follower of John the Baptist before he was of Christ. And when he was with John the Baptist one day and Jesus went by and John the Baptist said, "There is the Lamb of God. There's the Son of Man." And Andrew went running right to Peter and he's like, "Peter, you won't believe it. He's here. The Messiah is here. I can't believe, finally, come with me. And, for most people that had acted as Andrew did would think that they would automatically get a spot in favoritism of Jesus. I mean, and he really did. I mean, and a lot of the things that really happened to Jesus, his transfiguration, excuse me, and a lot of other things that happened in Jesus' life that were turning points or really important things, it was always James, John, and Peter. So Andrew was not around for a lot of the big things. And, if you think about the sibling thing, that could really probably cause a lot of resentment. Like, hey, man, whoa, wait a minute. I was the one that brought you to him. I was the one who was a follower of John the Baptist. I was the one who brought you to Jesus. How come I'm not as favored as you are? And, Andrew could have taken that and he could have been so bitter and he could have just stewed on it and he could have just made his life miserable and everyone else's life miserable. But he didn't do that. He kept quiet. He listened to Jesus. He did what was necessary. Didn't question it. At least as far as we know, he didn't question it. Maybe he did, but there was no indication in the scriptures anywhere or any other readings that Andrew ever questioned Jesus and his relationship with him compared to anyone else. He took his relationship with Jesus as it was, realized that he was a chosen person. He was an apostle. He was one of the chosen of God to do his bidding. And he watched his brother Simon Peter become head of Jesus' church, the Roman Catholic Church. And he could have, again, been just so resentment and, had so much resentment and so much bitterness and anger towards this whole thing. And this is unfair. And I, really made a stink, but he didn't. But you know what Jesus gave him that he didn't see coming? He started the Eastern Church. He went to Byzantium, which is Constantinople, and started the Eastern Church. He was the first pope of the Eastern Church. So God rewarded him for being obedient, being loyal, doing what God asked of him. The point, people, is that you may not see exactly what it is that God has in store for your life. You may not know what's coming. All you can do is have trust in him that if you are one of his children, you are one of his chosen, that you will be given your just reward. Do not ever think that your prayers are not heard, or they're not taken, or they're not noted, or that he doesn't care about your prayers, or that your prayers have no power. Every prayer has power, especially if you are living in the good grace of God. If you are living in a state of grace, your prayers are most wholeheartedly accepted, and he hears them. Your life just may be not going in the direction that you think it should, but that's part of being Christian and giving your life to God. You give your life to him and you let him do what he will, and it will always be for your benefit, even if you don't think so at the time. Always keep that in mind. He loves you. He is doing his best for you and doing what he thinks is best for you. I hope this helped all of you. Please remember to pray the rosary every day for the change you want to see in the world and for your special intentions. Mother Mary said that that's what we need to do to save this world. So please make sure you do that. And until then, I hope to see you again. God bless.